Hello everybody, today I'm going to remove the gas tank from my 1993 Kawasaki Vulcan 88. Okay, so we'll do this step by step and I'll describe each step as I go. First thing I gotta do is I gotta remove this cover. This is your gas gauge and just a cover for your filler neck. And I gotta remove this obviously as well. So we'll get to that and see how it goes. Find a good place to put the camera. Alright. The first thing I gotta do is remove this thing here. It looks like it's just a couple of tie down binding straps that are holding that on right now, because whoever had the bike before me apparently did everything half-assed and didn't bother to get proper fasteners. So I'll cut these off. There's one. And go around the other side to do that. So my assumption is that there will be, well, there's supposed to be a cover right here. It covers this wire. It bolts to here, and then a bracket on the other side. That cover is missing, so are the bolts. I guess that's why they use the binding straps. So my assumption is you'd have to take off that cover first with the bolts that hold that on. I will eventually get the cover for that. I actually found a place that sells them. I think it was $30 or something like that for it. So it's not a bad deal. Now because I have no idea how to do this, I'm just guessing. Okay, so once you get those bolts out, slide it forward, and that should come out. And then with that off, I can pull my half gasket, which is not complete, off of there. So there's a little rubber gasket or bush in there. Here's the tank bed there. I'm just looking to see if there's a way to disconnect it all from here, so I don't want to take this whole thing apart, and I'm not seeing any way to do so. So I'm going to see if there's a plug. Yep, there's a plug right there, so that's the easier way to do it. Okay, so let's unplug that. So to unplug this, you just pinch there and pull, and there it is. Okay, so that there is the fuel gauge and the tank bib. So we'll get that off and we'll put it up on a shelf somewhere. I gotta put some shelves up in my shop here. I don't have enough shelves for this kind of a project, so I will probably make that one of my projects soon. Okay, so with that off, now you have your bare tank. So this is your filler neck that was buried into that thing. Now the next step is to remove these two bolts. Now one is already removed. This one here, I believe, is just spinning, so I got to try to figure out how to do that. So instead of boring you through that, once I figure it out, I will turn the camera back on. Okay, so I've tried getting this bolt out, and it doesn't appear to want to cooperate, so it looks like my last resort is I'm going to have to cut it out. Always wear safety glasses when you do this. I'll be using a die grinder, because it's the smallest piece, and I wanted it's kind of a bit of a tight fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this head off, and then hopefully I can just get the tank off, and then I can deal with the bolt inside later on. It appears it's just spinning on the back, but there's no nut that I can feel. If there is a nut, it's escapes me, but so anyway, let's give this a shot. Okay, so like I say, wear safety glasses. Try to find out which way this spins. You want to try to get the sparks to blow down this way, not up onto your tank. Unless you're painting, which I am anyway, but still, it's good practice to get into. So. Okay, so after you've removed these two bolts, then you got to come over here and you make sure your fuel tap or your petcock is in the off position, and then you will undo this fuel line right here. Okay, so this fuel line is attached with just a pinch clamp. Take your pliers, pinch the clamp, slide it back, and then that should just pop off. I need two hands to do that, so I'm going to set the camera down and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I got the fuel line off. Now, with these older bikes, you want to be careful pulling these things off because you don't know what kind of condition this stuff's in. This kind of wiggled a bit on me, so I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not. So I just went ahead and cut the fuel line. I got a lot of play to put it back on if I want, no big deal. So I'll pull this off and then I can cut that off with a blade when I'm in more controlled conditions. So got that off, so now I gotta lift up the tank, and there's some electrical under there that I think I have to disconnect. So let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna set you right here for now. Lift up the tank. And yep, there's an electrical plug right here. So you unplug that. They don't give you a lot of slack, so I don't see any locking mechanism, so it should just pull off. So find something to prop that tank up with. Let's try a roll of tape here. There you go, that's unplugged. And then there's a little breather hose that's attached right there. Not sure if you'll see that with this line right here, and it runs down into here and along. So I'll disconnect that. And then theoretically, this tank should now come off. So like any other tank, it should just slide back. Yep, there we go. Alright, so the tank is off. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside. And then I'll come back and we'll take a look underneath and stuff once I get all the old fuel out of it. Okay, so what I'm going to have to wind up doing is I'm going to have to wind up drilling this bolt there that I had a problem with the gas tank. I tried to cut it off and then punch it through the other side. It's not working. So what I went and did was I got myself a set of, well, I had a set of transfer punches. So I got the transfer punch that would fit through this hole. Okay. And then so I stuck it in here and punched a mark so that it was as dead center of that bolt as I can get it. Once I did that little center punch there, I'm going to get myself a very small drill bit, put a little bit of lube on there, and I'm going to try to drill that out. So I'm going to attempt that, and when I get that done, I will be back. Okay, so this turned out way better than I'd hoped. So I started drilling it out, and I was about to put the third size drill bit in, which would have been the final size before I tried to knock it out. It actually fell out on itself. So, as you can see, I don't know if you'll see that in camera, but that is the end of the nut that I was trying to pull out. And as you can see, it is very stripped. So, that's what happened. Somebody put it on there and just over tightened it. So I'm hoping they didn't strip the inside threads as well. So this is the original bolt out of this side. So I'm going to attempt to thread that in there right now and see if that goes in. If it does, then I'm in luck because that means the threads are fine. And it's a little tight, but it starts to thread, so that's good. And this one here, same thing, it starts to thread and then it gets tight, so that means that those are good. Excellent. So all I got to do is get a new bolt, and I found a place online that sells them. Well, claims to sell them. I haven't tried to order from them yet, but if it works out, I will let you guys know that website. It is basically a Kawasaki parts website. It breaks it down into sections, and each picture shows a breakdown of the item. Like an exploded view of everything, all the nuts and bolts and washers and everything, and gives you the numbers to order them right from there. So now that we've got that out and the tank off, that is how you take the Kawasaki tank off. And now if you look here, which this has always been a silly design if you ask me, this is your radiator cap. Okay, you have to take the tank off to get to it. Makes no sense to me because that's a lot of work just to fill up your coolant. And this here is your coolant, I'm assuming your coolant bleed screw to bleed the air out of the system. So that is a brilliant idea. There's a lot of other bikes like my Suzuki. Well, not this one, but the 800 version or the 750 version has a screw in the side of the frame because the coolant actually runs through the frame. So it has a little bleed screw in the side of the frame, but it's just a regular Phillips screwdriver. This is a way better idea because you can get a wrench on it and less chance of stripping it. So there is a bolt there. I don't know what that's for. I'm assuming it's probably for part of the cover that goes on there. But we will find out eventually, because I'm hopefully going to order the covers for it too. So anyway, so that's how you remove a tank from a 1993 Kawasaki Vulcan 88. Hopefully this video was helpful and that I didn't ramble on too much. And good luck in your endeavors. And if you have any questions, post them below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.